for watching KTN, and welcome back as we continue to bring you matters to do with education. And we're coming to you straight from the Rift Valley Institute of Science and Technology in Nakuru City. And on set with me is Dr. Dan Mutai, who is Executive Director, Kabarak University TVET Institute, and Sami Chemoyo, who is the Chief Principal of the Rift Valley National Polytechnic, and Jen Wangui Kude, who is the beneficiary from Jitume. Now, we continue to have this discussion, Daktari, on 100 years of TVET as we talk about it. We've just gone through the successes that TVET have continued to shine, ready students who are ready for the market, graduates that would be. And also in terms of moving forward, we have terms like dual training. What is dual training? We have CBET. What is all this? How does it affect the current curriculum? How does it affect both the trainers and the trainees and prepare them for the market?
Thank you. I want to start by looking at discussing where we have come from. From the time TVET program started in Kenya. That's about 100 years ago. It started from Kabete. As for me, I have seen, having been in TVET for quite some time, that we have moved from the craft which we started with way back in the 80s and 90s. Then after craft, the curriculum was changed to modular, sometimes in 2000 or thereabout. The reforms in these 100 years have kept on changing. We have also now started CBET programs, and it's out of this that we also have regulators which are already in force. These are reforms we have also had between between the 0 years to 100 years. We have TVETA, which is a regulator, which has also laid a firm foundation for development of TVET programs and TVET institutions, and it has enhanced the expansion of TVET. We have also KNQA, where it is now equating all programs, right from certificate, craft, all the way to degree programs. We also have SIDAC, where now it is a new curriculum we are implementing. And therefore, the 100 years, we have seen many transformation, and it has brought as many institutions as possible, because it shows that there is high demand for TVET graduates. As in Kabarak, our slogan is TVET, the training we all need. If you look around, even where we are now, look around, the dressings we have, it is TVET. The classes we are wearing, TVET. The clothes we are wearing, TVET. The shoes we are wearing, TVET. The cameras we are using, TVET. Everything is TVET. So our slogan in Kabarak University TVET is the training we all need and everybody needs. And therefore, that is why there are quite a number of institutions which have come up. So the 100 years, we have seen a huge jump from what we had, 2 or 3 institutions then, to over 1,600 institutions. Now, in terms of the training, what is driving the change? There are 2 prominent areas which has driven the change. One, of course, the technology. The technology is changing continuously. 2, manufacturing in terms of quality. In terms of quality, look at the moment. If you think about the COVID 2020, there were quite a number of challenges, and where we are heading to is in the next few years, we will not be taking anything which is not packaged because of our health. So, and the technology is moving very, very fast. That's why Madam Mia, Master Trainer, has talked about robots, because that is where we are heading to. So, in terms of CBET training, curriculum, competence-based education and training, is training where we are focusing on competencies, because that is what is required. And this one calls for collaboration between the industries, others say employers, businessmen, SMEs, because any technology which is coming into being comes through the industries. And therefore, in terms of CBET, institutions are collaborating with industries in terms of training. They are taken through the training briefly. For us at Kabarak University Vet Institute, every week we make sure that a class, taking for example electrical or mechanical or hospitality or ICT, goes to an industry and they go with the trainer for purposes of exposing the students to understand the real world, the place they are preparing to go to. The trainer is now to fill the gap because they are knowledgeable and they are new areas, so they are able to fill the gap when they come back to the institution. That gives them a better approach to training. And therefore, we have also noted that since the curriculum cannot be reviewed every now and then, it can be reviewed in terms of the training. Because let's talk of for example a certain competency. There are many ways of accomplishing that competency, and it keeps on changing. The curriculum is still the same, the competency is the same, but it is the methodology of doing it that will be brought about by the industries, and therefore that makes it the best training approach at the moment. Thank you.
And I come to you, Jane. Now, Jane, both trainers here have addressed the fact that they not only just train you, we're actually getting away from definition. What is a pipeline? No, this is the pipeline. Touch it, feel it. That is where we're headed in terms of training. And here we are now talking in terms of you are seated there, you are working, you are earning your money. TVETs is 100 years old. We've seen the successes, you sitting there included. Now, when we continue to move forward, what are some of the things you say TVET institutions has given you that you sit and say, I am proud to come from a TVET institution?
Actually, I'm very proud of being here in Harvest because there are other institutions that I could have gone and maybe I could be at home, maybe looking for jobs, struggling. But I thank Harvest for me because I've become a better person. I did a diploma course, and after I finished my course, I enrolled in G2Me program. But it doesn't mean that is the only way for success. There are a lot of my friends who are doing agriculture, agricultural engineering, agricultural courses. And I have few of them, they're in India right now, working over there. Others are in Germany, working over there. So I can say TVET is the solution for the unemployment. And you know, youths nowadays, they are choosy. They can choose what to do and what not to do. If you don't want to go to another country, you can work online. When in Kenya, freely, you know, we always say like home is the best. If you're of that mind that you're saying that home is the best, then enroll in online programs, learn, get skills, start working online when at home. So I can say TVET at 100, I really agree that it is providing employment for our youths out there. I being an example of them. Yeah.
Sammy, when we talk about employment, TVET has come out to be a solution for unemployment in this country. Now, here is the fact that even as we talk about employment, how are we making them ready not only for local employment but international market as well? So when you sit down and come up with all the curriculum, and how do you make sure that they are ready so that when they leave, it's just tap and go?
That is the target we are, and we are actually achieving it because as Daktari has said, we started with a curriculum. We moved away from the old curriculum, and we are now going to what we are calling CBET. And the other thing is collaboration. We are working with other institutions outside the country, international institutions. We are partnering, for example, with the SICAN, that is Colleges and Institutes of Canada. If you go to our workshops, you'll find that we have modern equipment. And we have also trained our trainers in the new skills. So when the trainees are being trained in our workshops, they are being trained with a standard, the global standard. And what we are also relying on KNQA, Kenya National Qualification Authority. They're the ones who are equating us. They're equating our levels with the international levels. So that when you have a student doing a program here, they can comfortably walk into another country and be able to work directly. And the government is doing quite a lot. They are also helping us in collaboration. And if you check what is happening, we are increasing the number of national polytechnics. For us, when we become a national polytechnic, we are now a national polytechnic, so we are a qualification awarding institution. What that implies is we can comfortably and easily work with other institutions across the globe and develop curriculum and then assess, award from within. So we are flexible. And we are also doing what we call, we can give you a certificate of a competency, a small competency. For example, let's do building. In building, you can do tiling, you can do block laying, you can do the roofing, you can do the plastering, you can do
windows.
All those are different competencies. So you can walk in here, learn how to do the tiling, the floor tiling, and go back and do it. You can come here, do the wall tiling, and go back and do it. And we are able to give you that certification. That is the difference now we are heading to. And then we are saying, where is the world moving to? And as soon as we know where the world is moving to, with the curriculums, we are able to adjust immediately. Initially, we used to wait for 10 years, 15 years to change the curriculum. Currently, the curriculum can change overnight because you wake up the next morning, then there is a new technology, you just go by it. And that is what we are doing now. We have seen it. I was in UK the other day trying to see what our trainees are doing there. You might not believe it, but Kenyans are doing wonderful. And we took the first 100 students last year. This year, we have increased almost 1,500 going to UK. We are flagging off 300 the other day. And whenever what they are doing there is good enough, which implies we are global. You go to Canada, the same thing. You go to China, Germany, we have welders going to Germany. We are okay. And we are heading there.
I would ask you, do you have carpentry here?
Yes, we do.
I will be one of your students very soon because I want to make Italian furniture right here at home.
Yeah, and what we are doing is, it's not theory. We have carpenters training carpenters. Yes. And we are trying to do the best we can. We are producing, for example, furniture for even other institutions. Even when you talk of the Chitume Hub, the desks which are in the Chitume Hub, if you go to other institutions, they make the orders from here. We are supplying to almost 10 different institutions, desks, chairs, furniture, everything. Yes.
And I come to you, Dr. now. Chimoiwa has addressed something that is very key. You can just come here, take this competency, go back and apply your trade. But now there is an aspect where there are those who are just talented welders out there but do not have certification, which then brings the conversation about which would be recognition of prior competencies. So how important is that for TVETs to continue having that in their curriculum and in their systems?
Thank you. Prior learning, recognition of prior learning is a way of identifying, assessing, and certifying knowledge and skills somebody has acquired informally. There are many skilled workforce in SMEs, in industries, but they are not visible in the sense that they do not have a certificate. Our visibility, of course, is certificate. that you can produce and say, I'm qualified in this area. And therefore, this will allow now the employers also, the industries, to pick also the same graduates and utilize them in their industries because they have the experience. Previously in the SMEs, they are just trying here and there because they do not have anything to prove. So this is very important because it also allows them to grow. Once one has been certified in what Principal Chimoyo has said, tiling. Someone has learned tiling but does not have certificate. Once this person acquires a certificate in tiling, that competency, he can go for block laying. And finally, we'll build up to a diploma, and it is out of that now somebody can go for a higher program. You can move ahead. For Kabarak University TVET Institute, there will be now room for them to move even to the university because they will have gone through all the competencies, and the university will be able to accept them, take higher programs. But we have seen that anybody who takes certificate or diploma, they are poached very fast by the industry because they already know that this person is very competent. So it is very important that everybody will be visible. It also allows those who wants to form companies. They can come together and form a professional company in terms of construction, for example, so that we have those who can do plumbing. And you see, at the moment, where we are heading to is everybody should be registered with a professional body for purposes of regulating, for purposes of trusting, for purposes of keeping the standards. And therefore, this person who has acquired knowledge informally can also be registered as a professional and can also be engaged on better terms.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I come to you, Jane, now. Jane, I'll just ask you to briefly speak on matters to do with opportunities that do lie out there, and speak to your fellow youth out there that all is not lost. There are opportunities, and places like the TVETs that you are an alumni of continue to give these expertise and knowledge. All they need to do is just know where to look.
Actually, it is the whole truth that you have to enroll yourself. Like, you have to come out of your comfort zone and go to the right place and learn. Because we know the population in Kenya, the youths are in Kenya, there are very, very many graduating out there, but there are less jobs. And they have to agree that if you don't have, it's not a must you work from your professional. There are many people who maybe did ICT, but they are working in the agricultural field. Why? Because they are not, don't choose, what I can say is that don't choose a certain course that this is what you're going to die with. No. Just have several skills that will help you to upgrade yourself, that will help you to have resources so that you can be in a position like to help yourself and also your family set back. What I can say is that I did a diploma course, but right now I'm working as an IT person. Why? Because I accepted the challenge. I said I'm competent enough. I had few computer skills that also helped me when I went to Jitume program. I wasn't that outdated, like I don't know how to use a computer. No, I knew how to use a computer, and now I had to learn new skill. It took us 2 months to train. So you have to accept that you must work and not necessarily at your course that you did. You have to agree on the online things and work. Yes.
And yes, indeed, TVET continues to change this country in terms of education and the graduates that come out there. 100 years of TVET and the changes that we have seen. Today we are talking about someone sitting in her house and controlling robots across the world. If that is not technology going the right way and TVETs giving that which is needed, then I don't know what that is. But I thank the TVETs for their continued support for their students, and all we can do is continue to do better. On set with me was Dan Mutai, Executive Director, Kabarak University TVET Institute, Sami Chimoyo, who's Chief Principal, the Rift Valley National Polytechnic, and Jen Wangui Kuria, Beneficiary, Jitume. And all we can say, tuendelee kujituma. Good evening.